All right, the next one I hear people having a little trouble with is the idea of a secant and a tangent. So it's really similar to the two secants because it's still using that outside times a whole that we talked about in the previous video. Outside times whole equals outside times whole. The only difference is now you've got one of them as a tangent, so there is no outside or whole, right? So it's just the tangent squared. And again, the tangent, there's just one segment that we're looking at. There's just one value. So it's that squared is equal to the blue secant outside times whole. So again, we have to add in the two pieces to get the whole. So let's see. This is example number 2 from slide 16. All right, so it's clearly a tangent and a secant. So first is the tangent squared. You can do it in either order, but whatever. Tangent squared is 12 squared. Now I need the secant. So the outside is clearly just x, but the whole portion is the entire thing. So it's not x times 10, it's x plus 10, because you add those two pieces together. X plus 10 or 10 plus x, same thing. All right, so this is a little more straightforward here because I don't have to do all that combining like terms right away, but I still want to square 12 and get 144. And then on the other side, I'm going to distribute x in. So x squared plus 10x. If you remember in the previous video, I said, look at what you're given here. I've got an x squared term, I've got an x term, and I've got a constant. So just a number. With these three things, I know that I need to factor like I did in the previous one. So get everything to one side where the x squared term is positive. So it's going to be x squared plus 10x minus 144. And if you're thinking on how to square or how to factor, now the a value, the number in front of my x squared term is 1. So that's great. I know that these two things have to be x's because that's the only way to get x squared is x times x. You can then make a little table here and say, all right, it's negative 144 is what they both have to multiply to get. So put numbers that multiply to get 144. So I am going to, whatever. So you can start with crazy ones like 1 and 144, 144 and 1 if I'm making them negative on this side. Obviously, I'm very, very far off. I know a much closer way would be, well, I know 12 and 12 get me that, but the difference between the two has to be 10. So you got to play around a little bit, and a little bit of this is guessing and checking, so have your calculator ready. But if you say, all right, I want to get 144, I don't know, divide it by 4, see what you get. Those are still really far apart, 4 and 36. So how about 144 divided by 8? And there we go, I got it. 8 and 18 get me 144, double checking. Yep, it works. So my two numbers are 8 and 18, so then you got to look and see which one's positive, which one's negative. These two need to add to get positive 10, so the 18 is positive while the 8 is negative. All right, and our last step, again, this is called the zero product property, is thinking what value makes this true, that times that equals 0. So either x equals 8 or x equals negative 18. It can't be a negative length, so that can't be possible. That's why 8 is our answer.